Okay, so guys, if you're a Pokemon fan, then you would know a lot about this story. Okay, so it's called Pokemon Lost Silver, and I'm here to read it to you guys. Alright, let's get this party started. Alright. I have a story I would like to tell you. It's a long story, but for you faggots who would go, I love them balls, this story is not for you, so fuck off. You see, I'm a simple college student living alone in an apartment. I was very enthusiastic about the release of Heart Gold, Soul Silver on the States. I have purposely locked myself out of all media and the internet aside from school purposes. That means no 4chan, no /v/ I don't know what that is. Whatever. I'm a internet fag. Whatever. No Bulbapedia, etc. As I was busy with the school year and being a poor fag at the time, I wasn't able to buy Soul Silver on launch date. After my school year ended, I ordered Soul Silver on Amazon. Sorry, I'm not a faggy pirate. However, it would take a week for it to arrive. I decided that during that time, I would replay my Crystal version on my Game Boy Color. However, I realized long ago my mom threw it away because I told her the save went dead. And I was very upset about it then. She also threw away my Silver version. So all I have left is my Game Boy Color. As such, I set out to GameStop to buy a used Silver version, as it's the only Pokemon game left that they have with Game Boy Color. $10, fairly cheap despite it being GameStop. I went home and started up the nostalgia trip. However, that's where things started getting bizarre, and most likely the reason why you read this. The Game Freak logo started up as normal, but just froze there. I thought the cart was errored or something, so I turned it off and on. The same thing happened. I tried pressing A and started over and over, and all of the buttons. Eventually, the logo vanished, and there was a black screen for about 5 seconds. Suddenly, rather than going to the usual menu screen, I was already in the game, in a previous save file, which was odd. I wasn't expecting all of these carts to have wiped out by the poor battery. Either way, I wasn't complaining, as I would have chosen the continue option to see what the previous guy did anyways. First off, I checked his trainer information. His name was just ... He didn't have much originality. I checked his profile, and apparently he had 999 never mind about that. Alright, let me try this again. 999 minutes and 99 seconds put into the game with all 16 badges. 999. Oh my god, I can't focus. 999,999 Pokédollars and all 251 Pokemon on the Pokedex. Seeing as he apparently had Mew and Celebi logged also, I'm guessing he either used a Game Genie or is a really hardcore Pokemon player back then. I checked his Pokemon to see what badass team he had. To my surprise, I saw 5 unknowns, and the 6th Pokemon was named Hurry. I'm thinking that this must be some cruel joke by the person who played this last game, but I decided to check the profiles of all those Pokemon anyways. As I expected, they were different letters of unknown, all level 5. I was a bit shaky with my own alphabet at the time, but I identified the word spelled out to be leave. As for the 6th Pokemon, it turned out to be a Cyndaquil. Mind you, this is before they were individualized Pokemon icons. The Cyndaquil looked normal, but it was a level 5 with only 1 HP left and only 2 attacks, Leer and Flash. I don't know why they named him Hurry at the time, but I disregarded it. The most eerie thing was that despite my volume being at max, none of the Pokemon he had said their usual cries, just pure silence. Having enough of the team, I closed it. I was parked at what appears to be a room inside Bellsprout Tower. However, for some reason, there were no NPCs around. Even more eerie was the pillar in the middle that didn't move at all, as if just leaning on its side. There was no music at all, and there was no exit or ladder. Or at least, I thought there wasn't. I walked out and around for a few minutes, but couldn't seem to find a way out. This was certainly not a room I've seen in Bellsprout Tower before. I tried checking my items for an escape rope, but the bag was completely empty. There wasn't any wild Pokemon either. Finally, I've managed to find a ladder, which turned out to be behind the pillar. The screen turned black, and the music finally started playing. I had a sudden chill, as I recognized the melody I heard to be the theme you hear when you listen to the radio at the Alpha Ruins where the unknown are at. I immediately realized that it wasn't a loading transition, but rather I was in a dark room and would need flash. Before I took care of that, though, I immediately checked my Poke Radar to change the radio to something more pleasant. But it turns out that there was no radio card, or even a phone, nor time cards. There was only a map card in which Gold ... from earlier, and I will call him Gold from now on, was just walking in a mist of black. I recall that Cyndaquil has flash, so I turned off my Pokegear and made Cyndaquil use flash. I didn't see any message saying hurry, use flash, or anything like that. The room just became lit, just like that. I soon regretted it. The room was a chilling blood red, with the linear gray path heading south. The ladder I used to go up/down was not there at all. I had no choice but to head south. The screen got darker every 20 steps I made, until I finally made it to the end, which appears to be a sign. I read the sign, which says, "Turn back now." Suddenly, I was asked to answer yes or no, but there was no question asked. I chose yes, and as I do not know what it was asking, the screen went black again, making a ladder climb sound. The unknown radio music stopped, and in a few seconds was replaced by a not as creepy Pokeflute radio music. I was in another dark room, but I held my breath and used flash again. Suddenly, it said, "Hurry has fainted," which was odd since I recall there was no status conditions like poison on him. And I clearly wasn't in a battle. I checked my Pokemon quickly, and suddenly he is no longer in my party. In fact, after a bit of investigating, none of my Pokemon are there, but instead all replaced with level 10 unknown. I did the same thing as before and spelled out the unknown. Then my team of my unknown spelled out, "He died." Either way, after that creepy change, the room was lit to reveal myself in a very small room that appears to be only 4 squares big. The walls of that room were gray bricks, as if I was inside something that was hollowed out. Outside that room appears to be a bunch of graves similar to the ones in Pokemon Red/or Blue. I walked around a bit in that small room and pressed the A button, but nothing happened. I've already concluded that this was clearly a hacked game, and some sadistic fuck sold it to GameStop. However, my curiosity kept me going. I checked the trainer profile of ... again, or Gold, to find out that the sprite of Gold was missing his arms. He also seems to appear less smug, but rather seems more sad and empty in a way that I do not know how to describe. For some reason, it also said now that he has 24 badges, which was clearly impossible. After a few minutes of aimless wandering, my character suddenly spun around and did the escape rope spinning animation again. Instead of flying up, though, my character spun downwards slowly, as if sinking.